This is Akashvani 106.5 FM, awakening the mind and spirit. The following is the presentation of Tao Shobh Buddha and Swami Anand Nilamba.
Good morning everyone, all the listeners on Akashvani and on World Wide Web. This is Tao Shobh Buddha and with me is Swami Anand Nilamba. Beginning a brand new series of program, Know Your Foods. Cooking with Tao Shobh Buddha, cooking lovingly, cooking meditatively. Your body is the temple. Treat it wisely, lovingly and meditatively. Remember, your body is visible soul and soul is the invisible body. Body is manifest and soul remains unmanifest. Both body and soul are part of one synergistic harmony. Body and mind are part of one organic whole. Accept your body, love your body. The harmony that body creates will certainly become door to meditation one day. Love your body, respect your body, be grateful to your body. Your body is the temple of the unknown. It is the most complex mechanism in the existence. Your body is not only unique but marvelous as well. You know, whatever you put into the body immediately converts into blood. No amount of scientific research can convert a scoop of ice cream into bloodstream, but your body does. You have to respect. Why do I intend to speak to you about cooking? And then before you go into cooking, you have to know your ingredients that you are going to use to cook your food. Know your flours, oils, spices and many other things. Food is consciousness. Food nourishes your consciousness. Food helps you to grow physically, mentally and spiritually. Food creates your body, thoughts, emotions and understanding. A balanced food brings inner harmony. And when you are harmonized within, there is beauty, and then this inner beauty manifests through your life in myriad ways as thoughts, understanding, intelligence and love. Remember, your body is the inner structure, the building. Nobody lives there. It is not yet ready to be living. It is just the structure. Then what do? You need the interior architect, one who designs and creates the internal harmony. This is your mind. Mind creates the inner architect, the design, and then the guest comes in, the spirit. Each program that you engage in, whether it is cooking or anything else, it must operate at 3 levels. When you are unconscious in your choice of foods that you consume, you are going to attract many diseases. It is your choice to select right food to maintain a healthy lifestyle. How long are you going to neglect? Of course, we are coming to you with the compliments of Swarna Chakki flour, deep chapati flour, purely stone grind whole wheat flour, no bran added, no maida. And also we are coming to you with the compliments of Surabhi coconut oil, the naturally good and healthy. With each product that we bring for your consumption, we seek your health naturally and good. Why should a spiritual master enter into food? Taosho Buddha is not a nutritionist. Certainly he is a spiritual master, and that is more than enough criteria for him to speak on food or any subject for that matter. Your body cannot be separated from your spirit. As I mentioned, body is the manifest, mind is unmanifest unless you speak, and your spirit remains behind all this. Certainly, Taosho Buddha is harmony and integration between inner and outer, science and spirituality, and known and unknown. In the past, masters spoke on food not so elaborately. They never spoke. Yet still there were certain masters who cooked their food themselves and restricted from eating food cooked by each and everyone. Because when we cook food, there is a thought pattern. There is no lovingness. This is why I emphasize on cooking lovingly, cooking meditatively, and cooking for Buddhas. The consciousness and the taste of the food depends on your consciousness and the state of the mind of the cook. Because it is the consciousness and the state of the mind of cook that affects the food quality in many subtle ways. You can put many subtle things. I remember an incident. Nanak stayed in a village and the chief of the village invited him for food. But Nanak did not go. Instead he stayed by a poor man and he ate a bare flat bread or roti as we call it and saw it. The chief came in, he sent the invitation a number of times, but Nanak did not go. Then he came and he said, you have refused the food cooked by us, where it has been cooked with mantras, it has been cooked very religiously. The holy water from Ganges is being used to cook the food, and you are relying on this bare bread and salt from this man called Lalu. Nanak said, if you insist so much, let me come with you. And he asked Lalu to accompany him and also carry a piece of roti with him. When he reached, Nanak held the piece of food cooked by the chief, the rich man, in one hand, and then the bare roti in the other hand. And when he squeezed, the blood stream came out from the food cooked by the rich man, and the stream of milk emerged from the food cooked by the poor man. These are parables, because when something very deep and important is to be said, we have to use symbols. Whether it happened that way or not, I am not going to say it. What is important? It is the inner state of the person who is cooking the food, his state of mind, his consciousness, and how the food ingredients have been acquired affects the quality of the food. It is therefore you cook your food lovingly and meditatively, only then it can become an offering to the divine. And remember, your body is the temple, and within the body, within the four walls of the temple, lies the shrine of the Spirit. As a spiritual master, I decided to speak on this subject because your body is the temple wherein is the shrine of God. If the structure of the temple is weak, dilapidated, then the God within will not manifest, and you will running behind the outer temple and the outer God. Human body is composed of food. Food is the first sheath. The gross and the subtle food combined together nourishes the other sheaths as well, because it is the ingredients that you use, your cooking methods, and your awareness all combined together creates the nourishment for the body. It is therefore very important to know about your food ingredients. What kind of oil are you going to use? What kind of flour are you going to use? A deep understanding of all this is necessary. If you do not know how to create a combination of spices, your food will not be tasty. It has to be a proper balance between the different spices that are needed in the combination of the spices that you are going to use to cook a particular dish. Therefore, I will speak to you on all that is necessary, all that you need to know about various ingredients, and from time to time I can give you recipes which would be very tasty and savory. It was only yesterday that at Hare Krishna temple a food demonstration was done where 5 different items were cooked meditatively and lovingly without onion and garlic, and the food was of a different quality. Today I will speak to you about the whole wheat flour and the coconut oil. The whole wheat flour that we get here in the market is nothing else but the white flour with bran added. Do you know how the white flour is extracted? You never bothered to know. But do you think it is necessary for you to know? Or you just go and buy a bag of flour and start consuming? Do you look at the ingredients of it, its process? The white flour that you get is extracted from wheat. And now remember, the wheat is of a little bit brownish color, the outer skin. For the process of milling, the wheat is bleached first. And you know, when you have to remove the stains from your cloth or clothes, how much bleach you have to use. So bleach is used to remove the outer skin. Then there are 3 parts of the wheat. First is wheat germ, second is wheat bran, and the third is the inner kernel. In the process of milling the flour, the white flour that you consume is 2 steel rollers, the metal sheets, they strike against one another, and in that process the wheat is milled, which is already bleached. And you remember, sometimes people, when they are of a darker complexion, they try to look white, they have to go through the entire process of skin grafting and many things. So the skin is bleached first, and then wheat bran is separated, which is the soul of the flour, and bran is also removed, then what we get, you can decide for yourself. I do not have to tell you. And you remember the chemical structure of the white flour that you consume and that of plastic is almost similar. Contrary to this, the whole wheat flour, which is a stone grind, not the whole wheat flour which you get in the market, in the supermarket on the shelves, that is the white flour with bran added to it. And then when all the natural ingredients are removed, then you have to use baking powder in order to allow your flatbread to swell. And you remember, your baking powder is very rich in aluminum, which is a harmful ingredient that you go on putting into your body. On the contrary, the stone grind whole wheat flour employs a totally different mechanism. Wheat is simply picked so that it is clean, there is no dust or stone particles in it. Then there are two big pieces of stone that are put vertically facing one another. There are inside teeth engraved on it, so that in the process of milling it becomes easier. And on top of that, there is a big funnel. These two pieces of stones placed upright is covered with a metal covering connected to the electrical motor along with a belt. When the motor runs, the belt makes the two pieces of the stone rotate in a clockwise direction, and wheat in a very small quantity starts falling from the bottom of the funnel and falls between the two stones. Nothing is removed, no bleaching is done, no wheat bran is removed, no wheat germ is removed. Everything remains intact as part of the wheat flour. Then this flour is known as stone grind whole wheat flour. Of course, we are coming to you with the compliments of Swarna, Chakki flour and Deep Chapati flour. Both are stone grind flours. Now with all the natural ingredients remaining there, you do not need to add any baking powder. So you remove the major, one very important ingredient that you are accustomed to using, the baking powder. Just knead the flour with water according to your consistency, soft or hard, and then bake your roti, the flat bread, either thin like chapati as the Indians use, or as we use in Trinidad, the big sada roti style size. Whatever be your choice, you use that. And then in the subsequent programs, I will speak to you about qualities of it. Now I will take another important ingredient, coconut oil. We consume many other oils. You need to know more about these oils. There is trans fat, there is partially homogenated, because coconut oil is naturally hydrogenated, and the hydrogenation means it will get solid. Your ghee gets solid, but no other oil attains to that state. And they are very volatile on a high temperature. Olive oil is very good, but not for heat treatment. It is good to use as salad dressings and many other purposes. Coconut oil, it has a very strong common bond. The carbon bonding, which is very strong, and it does not decompose when it is put on the high heat. So it is very good for your human consumption. Of course, we are coming to you also with the compliments of Surabhi coconut oil for cooking purpose and Lakshmi brand of cooking oil. Now I will give you certain benefits of the coconut oil. Number one, it is good for hair care, skin care, stress relief, It maintains cholesterol levels, weight loss, increased immunity. Immunity means that you can remain unaffected when there is a virus. So your body becomes strong to fight against any kind of virus. This is known as immunity. Proper digestion and metabolism, relief from kidney problems, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, HIV and cancer, dental care, and bone strength. These benefits of coconut oil can be attributed to the presence of lauric acid, capric acid, and caprylic acid, and its properties are antioxidant, antifungal, antibacterial, and soothing. How does lauric acid used by our body? Human body naturally converts lauric acid into monolaurine, which is claimed to help in dealing with virus and bacteria causing disease such as herpes, influenza, and even HIV. This helps in fighting harmful bacteria of many kinds. According to the Ayurveda principle, it is very important. When a survey was done in North America, the cardiovascular diseases were very highly rampant, and in the coastal towns of India and Sri Lanka, such ailments was much less. Because of the availability, the coconut oil was used as an important cooking medium. Whereas in North America we use soybean oil and many other kinds of oils. You need to learn about other oils so you can be assured of the quality of the coconut oil and its effect on your health. In subsequent programs, I will explain this even much more in details. Now I will simply take the two aspects of it. Number one, the hair care. Coconut oil is one of the best natural nutrition for hair. It helps in healthy growth of hair, providing them a shiny complexion. Regular massage of the head with coconut oil ensures that your scalp is free of dandruff, lice, and lice eggs. Even if your scalp is dry, it helps. Coconut oil is extensively used in Indian subcontinent for hair care. It is an excellent conditioner and helps in the growth of damaged hair. It also provides the essential proteins required for nourishing damaged hair. It is therefore used as hair care oil and used in manufacturing various conditioners and dandruff relief creams. Coconut oil is normally applied topically on the hair care. It is therefore my emphasis is on coconut oil as an important ingredient for cooking purposes. Coconut oil is an excellent massage oil for skin as well. When you are cooking the food with coconut oil, it is naturally good and more healthy. Not only that, consuming coconut oil orally, 15 milligrams of oil every day is beneficial to the health. There is virgin coconut oil, then there is coconut oil for cooking purposes. In the beginning, you may have to acquire the taste for it. In order to know more about it, you can go to my website or just log Know Your Foods, where you will get all the information about the flowers, the combination of spices and salt, which is very important ingredients for your food. And the sea salt creates the blood pressure and many other things. I emphasized on Himalayan rock salt. All these products, the naturally good and tasty whole wheat flour, Swarna, SWARNA, and wheat flours are available in Nepal's Extra Food and Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan in Shagwanas and Curat. And also for any other information about the product, about their availability, you can send me a message on 6838587. I repeat once again the number 6838587, or you can email me with your questions and I will be too happy to respond to those and all your inquiries, all that you want to know. The email ID is mail, M-A-I-L, Taushobuddha, TAOSHOBUDDHA @gmail.com, or you can simply log this name on Google and you will get all the information. We are coming to you with the compliments of Swarna Chakki flour and Deep whole wheat flour, Surabhi coconut oil, naturally good and healthy, and Lakshmi coconut oil, Shrigun spices, a better combination of spices to use for cooking, and Himalayan rock salt. This rock salt is made from the salt stones, salt rocks that have grown in Himalayan mountain regions, and along with that it has been combined with 5% of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper helps in the heart health and it clears the heart arteries. So when you use this salt, the various spice blends, coconut oil and the whole wheat flour, you are on road to a healthy and a long lasting life. Remember, your body is the temple. Treat it lovingly, wisely and meditative. Until next week, same time on the same radio station, do have a pleasant day. This is Taushobuddha and Swami Anand Nilambar signing off for this morning.